Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have a nice rack. Through an N I would have waste bin. I'm not sure about Borties. I think Borties may be good, in which case I've got a 7-letter bingo on my rack straight from the off. That's fine. I'm not sure if Borties has an anagram. If it does, it has just the one. But it may be a singleton. Great, Mohua takes an S, so I do have Borties in column 9. No N for waste bin. Anything through these floaters, can't see anything through the M. Bio waste through the O. That's quite nice. Does bio waste have an anagram? Not sure. What about the H? Won't be as good as the O because it won't get doubled. Nothing with the U, nothing with the A. So, Borties in column 9. And do I have it running parallel to Mohua, only at its extremities? 75 in column 9. I think this is going to be more. 76 here. That's a big X spot. Let me have a look here. 75, very little between the scores. I think this has less danger. I don't think column 8 is massively dangerous. I'm going with this. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Probably too bad to play through, which is a shame. When you get a bingo down straight away, you'd like to maintain the momentum. But if I'm changing, that means that the net effect of my first two plays is just averaging around 30 to 40 points, which is an average score without a bingo. So I'm basically giving up all of the advantages gained by that initial play. There may be something better than changing, but I think it's extremely unlikely. FUVV is a horrendous set of 4 tiles, and I think if I did change, I would be changing all 7. Just wondering if bio waste had an anagram, possibly a double-double. Well, find out later. So I'd be looking to play off at least 2 of UVV. Okay, great, only 32 points. Is there any point in wasting time over this decision? I don't think so. I'm changing. And I'm changing the lot. Great, that looks close to a bingo. Can't immediately see a 7, but I've got quite a few floaters to consider. Naturing may be good. Don't think unrating is. Unarming I think is good. And I don't think that takes an S at the end. Can't see anything with the O, or the H, or the U. So it's just naturing through the T and unarming through the M. Let me check naturing. I think it's good. Yep, it is fine. Of course, both of those plays could be blocked. Row E quite hot as a double-double lane, and I don't have a 7. So is there really no third bingo with this rack? Great, naturing remains available. Fantastic. And my opponent's made my decision easier by taking out floaters, in particular the M. Let's see if I can draw better after this bingo. Naturing 68. And I do. Great, that looks pretty close to a bingo, with the only fly in the ointment being the V. So inventor through an N. There is an N in naturing. I've got the over prefix. Go-Go has really choked up the left of the board, unless one can find a play through these pairs of letters, but none of them look particularly auspicious, and in any event 9-letter plays are hard to see. So what if inventor is blocked and the anagram of inventor is novarint, which doesn't get doubled? However, well, inventor would need to play at A13 to get doubled, and I would play it in that spot. So how about the other floaters in naturing? Can't see anything with the R or the I, and I'm not seeing anything with the G. So what about beginning or through the A of mohuas? Can't see anything there, although it's a pretty good set of tiles, so there could be something. I would have retain plus OV. Can't see anything. So what about these pairs of letters? What about a OM? So I would have the omni prefix. Can't see a 9 there. I would have the vom beginning. Not seeing anything there. What about GO? So I've got the over prefix on my rack with tin. Nope, I'm not seeing anything. How about OB? Well, that's likely to be at the beginning of a word and there aren't 7 spaces after it. I have the interprefix. Wow, nice bingo by my opponent, 72 points. Fortunately for me, he leaves inventor alone. Do I have anything through the D? Inventor is going to place an I next to this double letter square, so I could easily be facing a 40 or 50 point response, and I do trail at the moment. I've got I was going to say the anti-prefix, but that only applies in column 8. Okay, can't see anything with the A. What about the D? I have the ED ending. Can't see anything, so let me get inventor down for 74. Well, I don't think this is a horror show, but it certainly could be nicer. My Q, I'm looking at this A of ironclad, so my J can certainly go on that spot with jarb, and my Q can also play through the A with a play of quad. So how about row A? Do I have a J-I play? I'm not sure I do. And I can't get my J to play twice. If I'd drawn an A, E or an O with my J, I could have got a guaranteed 50-point play. Great, only 39 points. That could have been worse. So I think I will play the J here. I think Q, it's not essential to play off the Q. Q with U has a positive value for a rack leave. And although I could play quad, jarp scores a lot more. And quad would allow an S to go in front. Jarp only allows an S to go after. And the S in front accesses the triple word square. The S after doesn't. 29 points is okay. This rack leave is quite good, provided I can draw vowels. The more the better. Can I do better than jarp? Have I missed any J spots on the board or any good Q spots? Well, either of which are going to benefit from the vowels, and there's just nothing obvious to play through. And if I don't play through this A, it's an obvious spot for opponent to score 30 odd points with a ton of scoring tiles. So I'm going with jarp. I draw just the one vowel, which is a shame. But this board's fairly tight. Ironclad takes an S, 3 S's, both blanks to come, so row L is the hot row. And my lead is only 57 points. I haven't seen anywhere for my Q. Given that I have the U, and the rest of the rack is non-bingo-y, I don't have to play it off. If I can get a decent 30 or 40 point score with the K, I should do so. My D can go in front of OH. Well, no, opponent's played his S. Does that mean he's got another S? Not necessarily, because 30 points is a decent score. He may be just sorting his rack out. But this is a tricky rack to deal with. I haven't seen anywhere to play my Q, and I haven't seen anywhere to play my K. But this rack is certainly too good to change. Almost any Q score is going to be worthwhile taking. So I could play just suck in column 15. Souk, maybe. I could play punked, but that burns the U. Bit reluctant to do that. I could play dank, keeping quet. That's not bad. Only 12 points, which is poor. I could play ked. 23 points, that's a lot better. Rack leave is fine, again, provided I draw vowels. It's not providing anything for my opponent, whereas a player punked clearly would. But can I do better than ked? Well, my K just doesn't play in and around go-go and mohuas. Dank takes an S, so I'd be opening up a new lane, and the main problem with Dank really is its dismal score. Although it did hang on to a vowel, but look at these, loads of vowels to come. I could easily draw 3. Let's find out. Great, I draw 2 vowels, and this is a pretty good rack. Through an A, I would have quatrain. I've got a lot. I've got quintar. I have quintar. Nowhere for that on this board at the moment. Look at this, there is a floating A, but not in the right spot for quatrain. I don't think quintars has got an anagram. I have trank on my rack. And well, just a ton of Q words. I've probably got maybe 20 words on my rack. But this is an inhospitable board. And opponents played off another S and provided nothing. I was hoping, given how tight the board was, that opponent might have opened it up a bit, and he hasn't. However, there is this lane across here where I can play quinta. 32 points, good score. Turning over a lot of tiles, which is good, given the 2 blanks out there. It's not providing very much for my opponent. And I don't think there are any obvious alternative Q plays. I guess you could say that maybe Quiner, keeping TR, would be good, but 3 T's to come. And in particular 2 blanks to come, so the more turnover the better. Does quintar have an anagram? I don't think so. I don't think any of these 2-letter sets help. I'm going with this. I dodged the blanks, but I do have scoring tiles, and in particular my Y can go above the U, and my H and Y can go underneath the U and N respectively, but I don't have a 3-letter play using both. My lead is just 55 points, and remaining tiles pretty bingo-y, but not massively bingo-y. And opponent has played off 2 S's, 1 to come. But difficult to know whether he's only playing these S's because he's got a duplicate S's on his rack, or whether that's just represents the best score and rack leave. So right now I've seen nothing. I'd quite like to sort out my duplicates. A play of Harry would be good, because turnover with 2 blanks, just 25 tiles in the bag. I could play parry, and that doesn't give away too much. Y is not a useful floater, parry doesn't take a hook, and I would just be providing a solitary R floater, which may be of use, but any play through that would be face value. So parry has merit, keeping hat, the H being an insurance policy for next turn. It's fine to retain 1 scoring tile on your rack, and it's also fine to retain none. Really tight board. Now my H can go above the OH. So look at this, I have got YAH, Y-A-H. It is retaining duplicate R, but with only 1 to come, that's not a disaster. And the score is going to be big, and it's going to give nothing away, and it's actually going to choke the board a bit, denying parallel plays under quinta. I think I may be able to do better than that, because I think Rayah may be good, R-A-Y-A-H. And it is, so that's going to be an even bigger score. It's going to split up the duplicate R's. So should that remain available, I'm pretty sure that's my play. But opponent taking a while, he could be about to lay down a bingo. But if he does, that means Rayah is likely to remain available. Rats. Opponent steals my super hot spot. So parry was my alternative play for 20 points. Can I do better than parry? Not sure I can. I'm going with this. Still no blank. Through an N, I would have an Thelix. My X can go above the U, but I can't get it to play twice. I have exit in column 6, but that provides a scoring spot in row A. 9 minutes on my opponent's clock and 12 on mine. Can't see any 7s with this rack, and Anthelix is the only 8 that I've seen. And I'm not seeing any hot X spots. I have Helix on my rack, and I mention that because I'm still keen to turn over lots of tiles with these blanks out there. My lead, just under 50 points. So do I have anything running on top of quinta? Don't think I do. Joel takes an S and a Y. Both Ys have gone. I played one of them just last turn, but maybe that's why opponents played Joel. But look at this, he's only scored 14 points. However, it's a good play on his part, especially if he's got the last S or one or both blanks. Because I can't do very much about that. He hasn't provided any scoring opportunities, he's just opened up an S bingo lane. So I can't see anywhere for Helix. If I play through this Y, I'd be opening up row O. Row N, even if my opponent bingo's there, is going to be face value, providing access to row O, so I need to leave myself in good shape. How can I do that? And I'm still looking to play off a bunch of tiles if I can. Do I have a play through this R, getting the X doubled? No, I don't. What about a play through the A, maybe beginning HA? Can't see anything. 11 minutes on my clock. This is a tricky spot to be in. I could play Yex, but that just is too easy for my opponent. So what about a play getting my X on one of these double letter squares? Wow, the best I can see is Axel. Well, that's putting the A underneath this double letter square with the Z still out there, so that's pretty rubbish. What about just playing Zoo, keeping a decent 6-letter set? I'm inclined to do this. I am doing it. And I draw a blank. Fantastic. This is one of the sweet things you can do in Scrabble. Playing off just one tile and drawing the blank. It's so undeserved, but it's so good. Now, surely I'm bingoing with this. I have Heliast on my rack and Halites, both of which can be played in row N as it stands. That was ridiculously lucky. How about row A, a bingo ending in F? I have the half ending. Not too many 8s end half, but I have a blank on my rack, so effectively I have 26 tiles. Now, opponent bingos, so I hadn't identified a second spot for Halite or Heliast. Has he scuppered my bingo prospects? Surely not. Now, let me just check the obvious. Does Heliast or Halites play parallel? No. No. So I think I'm therefore looking for a bingo ending in L, which I should have. So this rack plus an L, I've got Hall as an ending. 9 minutes on my clock. Let me run through the alphabets. And I'm looking with this rack plus an L. No. No. I don't feel good about this search. Close to Kite Hell or Hell Kite. I've got the AL ending. Anti-prefix, anti-hell not good. Quite a critical moment this. 8 minutes on my clock. Fortunately I do have the time. This would be much harder under big time pressure. Zenithal through an N. So I can't see anything. Am I missing a bingo lane? And probably not. Wow, how annoying, having had all having had that good fortune of playing the X and playing the blank, a Dux has killed the board. And I trail. So let me check the remaining vowels. Ton of E's. 8 out of 15. So lots of vowels, which isn't good. 7 tiles left. I can play Lathe for 48, keeping I blank. I'm opening a new bingo lane, or new 2 bingo lanes in columns 1 and 2, and I've still got the bingo lane in row L ending in L. I'm taking away a hotspot from my opponent. And with all the vowels that's left, well, I'm just going to have to take my chances. So, what about Lathier? Lathier and Lathies. I might have a bingo here. Yeah, pretty sure this is good. Wow, 105 points. Let's find out. Bang! Yes! Gosh, that would have been a painful miss, and I only spotted it because I played Lath. So pretty fortunate. So that's 2 strokes of good fortune, thoroughly deserved. So, and it looks like if I played lathe and drawn this horror show, I wouldn't be bingoing. But I'm now at 80 points up. There are no tiles in the bag. I can see what my opponent's got. He's got Waftier, which may not be good. I don't think it plays anyway, but let's just check. No, it's not good. Does he have anything ending in L? And I think that's the only bingo lane. Columns, well, or ending in A. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. So, turning to my own rack, where can I play the Z? So I have Zit in column 6 for 30 points. Absolutely horrendous rack leave. I think I'm only going to get one shot, one remaining turn. I'm sure my opponent can go out in 2 with what he's got. I'm surprised Lathier took me so long to see, and I think the reason is that I had given up on, or not even started to look for a 7, apart from the Helias that I'd spotted, but when that was blocked, my attention turned purely to looking for bingos ending in L, and having checked to see if Heliast and Halite played parallel to a Dux, I didn't consider alternative 7s, so I think that's the message from, or the learning point from that. Now, 29 points for my opponent. I'm definitely going to win this game. But what's the best way of winning it? So I've got Zit at the top for 32. Is there anywhere for Bez? 6 minutes on my clock. Briz not good, it's Brise. Bai is good. Riz is good, but that's not better than Zit. Yom takes nothing after it. I think Gogo and Muhuas has just been a dead spot on the board. Can't see anything ending with W. Biz and Buys are both good. Nowhere for either. I could play Bays. Is this going to be better than Zit? It's 20 points, less 6 on countback, so this has a net value of 14. 32 for Zit. Less 14 is a value of 18, so Zit is better. I'm inclined to play this. Opponent's certainly going out with Ret, and if he doesn't, I can score with my B. And Zit doesn't give my opponent anything huge. He can't go out and use the Z. So I haven't looked to see where my opponent can go out. But he can play Rate through the A, so he certainly is doing so. He's got Tire through the Y. Okay. And the final score, 422 to my opponent, 476 to me, a winning margin of 54 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go fast. He played Mohua, and I have Bio-Waste and Borties, and I still like Borties. Not a nice rack for my opponent. He plays Fop. I have this horror show. So, though done for 18 at G5, okay, of itself that's pretty good. But FHV, not a great rack leave, and in particular F and V lack synergy. But is FHV together worth minus 18? Probably not. Maybe it's in the order of minus 10 to 15. So possibly Vodun would have been a better play, but FHV, whatever its value, is not going to be bingoing next go. And is going to be problematic, especially if you don't draw vowels. So I still think my change is fine. Opponent's rack plays go-go, and now I have naturing, and that is the only bingo. Opponent has ironclad, which was a good spot, and I have inventor and novarent. Opponent plays vice. Now this was a tricky rack. I played Jarp for 29, and that's better than Judd because I want to retain the U for my Q, and there are no good Q plays there. Opponent plays Corms, so let's go back. Yeah, he did have an S when he played Corms. My rack, F2 Q, no, that's quite nice, 30 points. However, it is splitting up the Q and the U, so I changed my mind, I don't like that. Neck, A10. Okay, so pack is good. So I could have got 25 there. Instead, I played Ked. I think the N goes better with the Q, and it's only 2 fewer points, so I like my play. Opponent's rack plays Eames. Let's go back. Again, he's got duplicate S, so that explains why he was playing them off in a non-bingo. Now I have Quintar. I couldn't see anywhere for it. So I played Quinta for 32. Cat, F2. Oh wow, I didn't consider that, and obviously I should have done. Ruin isn't a disastrous rack leave, just 1 U to come. So is Ruin 8 points better than R? I don't think so, because the U is non-bingo-y, but I think Ruin is a better rack leave than R, but maybe just 2 or 3 points better. I'm not sure. So I play Quinta. Opponent plays Yen, and at this point I've got a 28-point lead. And I play Parry for 20. And J12, Raya still plays. Well, I don't like that, ending 1 square short of row O when I don't have an S. So I like my play. Opponent plays Joel. So he played Joel from this rack, yep, leaving a good rack leave with the S, so that's a nice play. I struggled with this rack and ended up playing just Zoo for 18. But N14, I could have played Axe and Yar. Well, I don't like that. It's just too, well, I say I don't like it, but I would be setting up HI for the following turn, and my opponent may have signalled that he was more interested or more likely to bingo than play a short play. So yeah, maybe Axe would have been a better play. Opponent's rack. He has a Ducks, which was another great find by him. And this was the bingo that I nearly missed. And it's the only one. Wow, I thought that maybe Lathies was good as well as Lathia, but it is just Lathia. So delighted to have spotted that. And now I'm 80 points in front. Whack was playable through the queue. That would have been a fun spot. Opponent plays Waif. Now I have Zit for 32. And nothing obviously better. Although Bezel L6 may just be fractionally better. But not by very much. And either is winning. So, what a game. Really, really tight. I got off to a great start with Borties, but then hit a dreadful rack and had to change. I got a second bingo down, but then opponent came back with bingos of his own in Ironclad and a Duck. So entering the end of the game, I was actually trailing and thought I needed a bingo to win. And actually had one on my rack. I was looking to sort my rack out to bingo the following turn, but I had one on my rack, unfortunately spotted it in time to run out the winner. So pretty exciting game. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I will see you next time.